Hey guys, welcome to this week's review of Chef Julian Season 3, Episode 9, the Milan episode. Let's get into it. This episode opens with being at Milan's house. She awakes to emails and text messages of all of the chaos that's happening within the organization. But she's home. We get to see her son, who we haven't seen in a while. And we also get to see her ex-husband, Cassius, aka Proud Dad from Hello Cupid, the original. They seem to be really good at co-parenting their kid. I feel like Cassius, though, was kind of picking on her about the job, and you're still working on that chicken business with those youngins. And you tell she took offense to it because any little hee ha ha she was doing with him, all that kind of ended abruptly. She told him to keep on trying to make pennies by plucking the guitar, and yeah, that's pretty much where that ended. Milan then goes to Mo's house to find out what in the hell is going on. So she's talking with Mo. Mo is telling Milan everything about what happened. She's telling her about how she's just over Julian. She's done with Julian, and about him going behind their back with the company. She tells Milan about Wendy. She tells Milan about she supposedly was pregnant or is pregnant. And in the process of her telling her all of this about why she is just so done with Chef Julian, the company, she says, I've been here 9 years. And then she says, we have put so much work into this company. Like she tried to catch herself, because the real deal here with what Mo is struggling with is the heartbreak that she's feeling about Julian, because she loves Julian, all right? And when she references that 9 years, because y'all know they have not been cooking wings and popping popcorn for 9 years. So she's referencing their history and their track record and how she's been there. In the early season, or maybe even the first season of Chef Julian, when Julian was hurt and she came over and she took care of him. She nurtured him, she fed him, she did all the things a girlfriend would do, even though she wasn't his girlfriend at the time. But they have a long history. Like she said, 9 years. And that 9 years is what's really giving her the most grief right now. Milan is there comforting her, giving her that smile. And the whole time Milan is talking with Mo, and she has that smile. Yeah, we'll get to that later. So she hears Mo out, and she just tries to tell Mo to not make a rash decision. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Milan sends a message to Wendy via Facebook, and she's like, hey, let's get together, let's talk. Some concerns about the business or her involvement in the business. So y'all know I'm a diehard all things black and sexy TV fan. So I went to Facebook, and because the profiles were real on the episode. So I was like, well, I'll be damned if they don't really have Julian Green and a Wendy Hillman Facebook profile actually set up. It's out there right now. I didn't send a friend request. That might have been a bit much. So Wendy and Milan meet up at the restaurant, and Milan just gets straight into it. She tells Wendy about her concerns about Wendy meeting with Julian outside of the presence of his partners and signing papers, and she's just not really sure what that's all about. So Wendy quickly tells her that, hey, when I was, before Julian and I were in a relationship, and he was seeking advice from me on a professional perspective, I had him sign an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. But once we decided we were going to be in a relationship, all of that ended. I'm not doing anything with the business anymore. Milan was like, oh, okay, then cool. So if you'll just send me, the terminated NDA so that, I can put that in my paperwork and we're all good, and we could just start fresh. It's no problem. So Wendy then goes into, so how long have you been an attorney? And then she's like, oh, you have a child, right? And she says, yeah, proud mom. And she's like, proud dad? Milan's like, what did this bitch, she said, Wendy, what's your game, Wendy? Because she knows now proud dad. She knows that's her husband's profile that he used on social media to deal and date other women while they were actually still married and living together. Wendy then comes clean and lets her know that she is Whitney's sister. Whitney, who was dating her husband, Cassius, also known as Proud Dad, and so she told Milan that's who she is. And Milan was like, oh, I had no idea about that. She was like, The way she delivered the proud mom, proud dad, it was kind of bitchy how Wendy did it. Don't get bitchy with the wife over whatever happened with your sister and her husband. Don't get bitchy about that. And that really made me look at Wendy kind of like, Wendy, really? Wendy asks Milan, has she slept with Julian? And she tells Wendy, if I had slept with Julian, it wouldn't be any of your business. But just to set the record straight, no, I have not slept with your boy. And then Wendy said, but you want to. Wendy said that to Milan, like, because you know, of course, everybody wants to sleep with Julian. And she was coming off, again, she was just coming off very kind of bitchy and kind of defensive. And I'm like, honey, the dragon you need to slay right now is not these women. Your dragon is named Julian. Milan tells her she is all about the business. And there's been a lot of hiccups lately, and she's just trying to make sure that everything is straight in order for them to have a successful business. And Wendy's like, well, what hiccups? So she fills Wendy in on the fact that Ty has quit, has thrown Julian out of her apartment, and that Mo is threatening to resign. And Wendy is unaware of any of this, and Milan can tell she's unaware. And she's like, oh, he doesn't tell you everything? And she's like, I hear things here and there. And Wendy started trying to play off like she knew more than she actually did, because she doesn't know anything, because Julian hasn't been telling her anything about what has been happening. Wendy tells Milan, Julian is going to talk to me because I'm his girlfriend. She says so proudly, poor Wendy. Milan isn't shook by any of that, because Milan's whole point is this: I don't care if it's your boyfriend, I don't care really if it's your husband. When it comes to this business, there's a partnership between 1, 2, 3 people, and you're not one of those persons, and so you don't need to be interfering in the business or making decisions on behalf of the business without the partners being in agreement. That's her whole thing. So this whole thing Wendy was doing about I'm his girlfriend and all that, that again was that kind of bitchy, I need to stake my claim so you can stay off my man kind of deal that Wendy's doing. When Milan asks Wendy if she's threatened by her, Wendy's like, no, I'm not worried. I'm not threatened at all. I'm just cautious. And she said that to Milan, like to tell Milan, I'm watching you. I'm cautious of you. But again, who she needs to be cautious of? First and foremost, she needs to be cautious of herself, because I don't think she's making good decisions. But she needs to be cautious of Julian. She's like, yeah, I'm cautious. Like she's delivering a message to Milan. She has no idea. She's playing checkers. Milan is playing chess. Girl, you are out of your league. Milan looks at Wendy with that smirk, that smile that she has, and she tells Wendy, you know, it's good Julian has you. And Wendy says, yes, it's good he has me. We know what Milan means. Milan means, yeah, it's good that Julian has you, because he's gonna need you, because shit is about to go down. Wendy is, yeah, it's good that he has me, is again her trying to stake her claim to Julian. And once again, I say, poor Wendy. So now we get to the scene where the shit goes down. We're at Milan's house. Julian comes over and he's like, Milan, we got to try to talk to Mo. And Milan is like, come on in, because Mo is already there. When he sees Mo's there, you know, he's like, oh, okay, good. And, you know, I'm glad you were able to get over here. He starts talking to Mo and telling her, you know, basically, I'm willing to put everything behind us. I'm willing to forget about all that shit you did. She's like, you're willing to forget about what I did? And she's like, I'm not interested in joining your company. And so he's like, so why are you here then? And because Mo says, I'm here because Milan wanted me to come over here. So Milan, what's up? And Milan says, I wanted us to get together because that I've invested too much into this company for it to be falling apart. We're losing partners. I want this business to move forward as effectively and as efficiently as possible. And Julian is like, well, yeah, well, let's get to selling some wings and popcorn then. Mo is not hearing it. She's like, I want out. And Milan says, now wait, because she said, I've done some research, girl. The trademark for this company, the brand, is all in your name. So you own the company. Julian is like, wait a minute. What? And he's like, no, this is my company. I'm Chef Julian. And Mo's like, hold up, wait. All I did is just fill out the paperwork online. When we changed the name from Wing Pop to Chef Julian, I did that online. That's all I did. And Julian's like, well, I didn't know anything about that. And Mo is like, yes, you did, Julian, because I kept trying to get you to do it, but you were too busy and you didn't have the time. Julian looks at Milan and he's like, Milan, just because she filled out some paperwork doesn't mean she owns my business. Milan tells Julian, you can keep cooking chicken wings, but the company Chef Julian belongs to Mo. And you can tell in that moment that Mo is kind of just taken back by what is being said. And you can just tell on her face that she's not trying to just, go for the jugular with Julian. So Milan then, with that smile, she starts saying to Mo, you and I have been working on this company so hard. We have been building the infrastructure. And if you would like to continue working on Chef Julian, just me and you, I'm open to that. And I would like to do that if you would like to continue. She's just delivering every blow with that smile. And she's like, because the company belongs to you, Mo. And Mo is sitting there kind of like, it's almost like she doesn't really know what to do in that moment. And Milan is still just, saying, we can do this. We can work together. She has that damn smile. And so Julian at this point is just freaking completely out. Julian is just like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening? This is my company. Y'all can't do this shit. Milan and all that smiling and grinning and telling Mo, look into the light, come with me, come with me. But Julian said, don't listen to her, Mo. She's in your head. Look at her. She's manipulative as fuck. I'm like, now you finally get it, Julian. You've been saying you got everything under control this whole season. Your cousin has been trying to tell you that they are going to take your company from you and that Milan is trying to take over. You're telling Mo, don't listen to Milan because she is manipulative as fuck. Yes, Julian, she is. Now, when all of this is going on, Mo really just looks like she doesn't know what to do. Until Julian says, Mo, you're not going to do this shit. And he said it to her like that. And she was like, I'd like to continue, she says to Milan. Milan is there just smiling at Mo like, good job, Mo. She's giving her that smile. That smile is kind of freaky, y'all. And so, Julian's freaking out. He basically leaves and say, fuck all of y'all, fuck the both of y'all, and he's out. All may not be lost for Julian quite yet when it comes to Chef Julian. And when he met with Wendy, yes, he signed the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, but there was other paperwork that Julian signed too about the infrastructure of his business, having it set up so that it could be licensed out as chains in the future. So there could be some hope there that maybe it's not as what Milan thinks it is with her 2 years of experience of being a lawyer. Maybe it's not as cut and dry as Milan thinks it is, because he did sign other paperwork. So who's to say it may be something there? He needs to get a good lawyer. There's hope. So all may not be lost with him and the Chef Julian business, but we'll see. Thank you guys as always for stopping by my channel. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already. And as always, thank you for allowing me to have my 2 cents. Until the next time, bye.